Hey guys, Wutta Beast here. Been a long time since the last video, but we've got to get back to the video making here. And now's a good opportunity too, with the summer sweep up of combat. There are a huge amount of changes to expect in this update. If I just scroll to the bottom of this page, just keep scrolling and scrolling, there's so much stuff, and I didn't actually expect there to be this many changes. It's kind of ridiculous. If I go right to the bottom, that's a lot of scrolling right there. So I won't cover all of it necessarily, but we go over the main new updates in today's video, so then you'll have a better idea of what you're doing with your bossing going forward. Let's see. So starting with Tombs of Amascut, there's a lot of new changes to that. The main gist of this, from what I've been looking at, is changes to make sure like you're not damaged unfairly as often. So protect from melee now stops all damage from Barbar unless you've got the invocation for reduced effectiveness of prayers. But the main thing that I was looking at that might be interesting is the Akka changes. So he now does special attacks every 7 attacks up from 6. The Enrage phase now spawns fewer orbs, so that'll actually be a very big change, because for anyone that's tried to do the combat achievements, it's not fun trying to not take any damage from Akka on that phase. I've not actually done it yet, that still eludes me doing that. And then there's been some minor changes to some of the other rooms, so they've tweaked the puzzle room to Barbar, and they've done some changes to the loot. So they've done overall purple chance for raid levels beyond 300 is reduced, so when you're getting up higher raid levels, you've got less chance of getting the Light Bearer and the Asmumpton's Fang. But then on the flip side, you're more likely to get some of the big ticket items like the Shadow and the Misori. For anyone that doesn't have a Keris, for anyone who doesn't have a Asmumpton's Fang, you can get a jewel called the Jewel of Amascut and put that on the Keris Partisan. So that will actually be better than a Zamorak and Hasta. So depending on which route you're running in the game, you might not even want to get your Zami Hasta now. You might just want to go and do some Amascut with a weaker weapon, pull your Keris Partisan jewel, and then sort of carry on. But just sort of depends. It opens up the game a bit more so that routes like that. I think ultimately you're going to want to get a Zami Spear at some point just because of Corporeal Beast if you're an Iron Man, but either way it opens up things a bit more. Now, a big change that they've made to elemental weakness and NPC defense changes. From reading this, it's quite intuitive. It is a lot of the things you would expect, like air weaknesses can be found on things that fly or float. Water weaknesses can be found on anything that feels particularly fiery. Earth weaknesses shine amongst enemies with tough exteriors, and fire weaknesses burn icy assailants and naturey nemesis to a crisp. So they cover it pretty well with those phrases. You just sort of expect it to do that. But what I found a bit more interesting was the take on flat armor. So anything with a flat armor value of 2 means the enemy takes 2 less damage than you would have hit. And on the other side, anything with a negative flat armor value means they take more damage per hit. So it's looking like they're going to use this to balance things like the Scythe against quicker weapons. So that's actually quite a nice little change they can do. They have added a spell to the standard spell book. I think it's 2 cosmic runes, 2 mind runes, and it only takes like 44 magic. So if you ever want to check anything, you can quite easily. Now, loot tables have been changed for a lot of the higher end levels of content, mainly because you're looking at items like the Torstol Seed, which they mentioned, that's gone from 50,000 GP down to 6.5k. I hadn't even realised it'd gone down in price that far. You always just assume Torstol Seeds would be valuable, but they've big stock drop in those prices. Now, there have also been changes to fishing enhancers, so you can get Shark Lore from Zulrah, Muspur, Vorkarth and Laren's chest, and now that'll actually be replacing the typical food drop, so the sort of expectation is you're not just regenning all of your supplies from the bosses, you have to do a bit of skilling. So really that'll mainly just to affect Iron Men, because mains don't really mind if they get their GP in the form of which I presume you can sell. Maybe you can sell the Shark Claw. I've not actually checked. I don't really play main man mode, but I'm assuming it would be something you can sell. Now, another change that they've made, which I haven't tested yet, is that the Obor Briarfighter keys, like you can kill the bosses now by just staying in the room after getting one of their keys, and then the boss has a chance of dropping the key, which is the way I've sort of read it. I will test this during the video just to see if I understand that properly, but by the sounds of it, you can just unlock the gate, stay in the room, and then just grind the bosses, which would be a cool little change. And for a lot of people that haven't done the Duke Succulus achievement, combat achievements, this will be a fairly big update. So now the boss timer only goes down when you're killing the boss, not when you're doing the prep. So you don't need to be mashing your wrists now, clicking the mushrooms, spamming them on the boss. You can just sort of go in as is. And from the sound of this, it means you don't need to prep your first kill either. So you don't need to get one regular kill before going for your fast kill. Now, one of the changes that have been listed under other boss changes is actually, in my opinion, bigger than some of the other changes, which is the Phase 1 of Fasani's Nightmare is now removed. So traditionally you'd have Phase 1, Phase 2, Phase 3, and then Phase 4. But now you just start at Phase 2. So that's going to be a lot quicker. So if you're going for Inquisitor, and if you're going for the Mace, just go do Fasani's now. It's way quicker. I did a trial kill, and I was just getting 6-minute kills just every time. That is with Inquisitor's Mace and the Inquisitor's set, but you've got to imagine every kill is around about 1:30 quicker, so over the long run, every 4 kills you're doing one quicker than you would have been before. And a lot of other miscellaneous changes they've made. Some nice little changes to mechs there. Seems like it will make the sort of fight damage less. You take less damage from the fight than you would before. And now Huaycoatl is going to be quicker to kill and more likely to get your loot from them. So I think I'll probably going to do some Huaycoatl because the Dragon Hunter sort of Dragon Hunter wand sort of looks cool to have. And then there's a lot of other miscellaneous changes here, some that will help out for killing Yama. I've not really killed Yama yet, so I don't really care, but I'll have to give that a try sometime. This update may make me unquit the game because I've not really been playing as much at all lately. So with these changes, they do look very cool, to be fair. Like, I didn't expect so many updates all out at once, but with these updates coming out, I'd definitely recommend getting your gaming on. Have a little full read through these, because I'm sure there would be sort of new methods of things that we wouldn't have quite expected, like with the NPC elemental weaknesses, for example. I imagine there'd be a lot of places where magic would be actually quite nice to use now. But with that being said, that's pretty much the covers everything I wanted to sort of go over in today's video. The other stuff is all about merchandise, so if you're in the mood for some merchandise, go on the Jagex website and have a little look through. But I've been Wutta Beast, as always. Back to the video making. You have a lovely rest of your day. Take care.